Alright. Looks like everything's set. And Twitch actually looks like it's updated. Quick drink. Alright. Hello everyone, this is Chris Ingerson, and it is January 14th, and this is the January 14th TechQuest Devstream. So, today we're going to be doing more custom content creation stuff. Primarily we're going to be adding a sort of quick preview functionality so that when you roll over content that you've already started and you're selecting the save file, or if you're going to play other people's custom content games, it's going to give you a little bit of preview information just by hovering over it. So it's going to show you the game's title, a small description, and maybe an image, so people can associate images with their text-based adventures. And the big draw for that, or the big inspiration for that, is stuff like Devil May Cry's mission screens, where it shows you pretty much exactly what I said before: a title, along with a small description, and then a image, so that you can sort of associate or assume or guess what you're going to be playing based off of an image. Just these are two different images of it. So I think that would be a nice feature to have, and it's nothing super crazy, and it also lets us experiment with loading images at runtime. Hooray! So first things first, I'm going to show you some of the slight changes I was making earlier today on this stuff. I like to save custom content creation stuff for weekends, so haven't made insane amounts of progress since last Saturday's dev stream. But hello, 18 Mark Quick. Welcome back. It has been a long time. How have you been? Say start. I go to extras. I've also redone the extras menu, so as you can see, it's semi-transparent again. Well, not again, now. And the hovering actually is a little bit more responsive on this menu than other menus. So it gives you preview information as long as you're hovering over a button, but not once you leave it, which is sort of something I was doing before, but I was doing it in a way less efficient way. So now I can do this in a very, very, very simplified manner. So that's exciting. Incredibly tiny change that no one but me will appreciate, I suppose. And I've also renamed Classic Mode to Author Mode, and I have Classic Mode as its own little thing that's going to be sort of a custom text-based adventure version of the full TextQuest game. So that's going to just be a little fun mode that you can unlock. Whereas Author Mode will actually let you write these things. So let's go ahead and click on it. And currently, we have basically two main screens. We have Play and we have Create. So you can see that these screens are doing the hover and exit functionality, where it shows you what's going to happen when you click on a button. But we'll probably delve into the code, and I'll show you how that's actually not working as well as it should. And now I've come up with a much better way of doing it. So anyway, so we can create. And right now I don't have anything, which is actually something we will also work on today, because if I do go to my... oh dear. Okay, fine. I guess I'll stop playing. It doesn't want to run it while I'm doing that. So I don't have anything in the root folder, but I do have something in the test game folder, and it should probably detect that. So we're going to have some file management going on today as well. Anyway, let's go ahead and start small, and let's get all games in a folder and subfolders. Oops, too many freaking things open. Showing up, so when we search for custom games, it'll show all custom games, even if they're not in the root folder. Been good playing Star Wars: The Old Republic. Is that any good? I never could. I mean, I liked Knights of the Old Republic, but I wasn't the biggest fan of. Well, I guess I haven't really played the Old Republic. I generally don't like MMOs, really. They're a little grindy for my tastes, and not sure if I would end up liking it. So let's go ahead, and we want to go to... I should never remember the name of this. Play. Probably going to maximize on play so that we can see everything. We don't need to debug currently, so that's fine. So we're going to go to Start, Extras, Author Mode, Create, and this screen is called View Container. I'm guessing classic create select. Yep. All right. Goody, goody, goody. Go ahead and stop playing. And we're going to want to have our games list. Go to definition. Because this is actually what's populating everything, so we need to figure out why it's not doing so. Our classic game files, go to definition. Let's see, file manager.get files. Okay, so I'm going to want to say get files, go to definition. And this is a function that I wrote that will let me basically retrieve all files at a given path, so like a directory path. And I might go ahead and allow a bool here. Well, let me see where this is being used first. Final references. Okay, I'm going to say bool include subdirectories equals false. Okay. I only do the story missions. Nah, I guess that's fair. Finished Firewatch, great game story. That's on my list. I got it in the Steam sale over the winter. I need to play it. I don't know if I'll like it. My gut says I probably won't, but you know, I still need to play it regardless. Okay, so let's see. We're gonna get files at the directory path accepted extensions length equals 0. Oh, I wonder if this can include. Ooh, there is in all directories. Okay. So if that's the case, we're gonna do something like this. Include subdirectories, question mark. If so, we're gonna do that. Else we're gonna say search option dot top directory only. And I like to wrap those in parentheses just so that it's clear. So you said the game would be out in 2017. Ha! Yes. So about that. My goal was to have it by PopCon this year, which is in July, I think. But I don't know if I'll be able to make that. I will be pretty close. I'll probably be about 70% done content-wise, maybe 80%. But I don't think it'll be at the level of polish that I want for it to actually be finished in 2017. Especially since I don't want to release pretty much any date after August would probably be bad release dates for me. Because then I'm going to start having to compete with AAA titles that are really, really big. And I would just kind of get trampled underfoot. So I might end up pushing the release date back to 2018. Mostly just so that I can have time to keep everything polished and really get things looking nice. And we're going to do this. Again. That might be actually something that just fixes itself, so I don't have to worry about it too much. Get file names. Oh dear. I suppose I'll just leave this. Jeez, that sucks. Get some path for all files and directories in the specified directory path. I'm going to say false here, just for convenience. Okay, and here we're going to say true. And then let's see where these guys are. Save files. This is going to be false. Cool. So hopefully that's actually enough and we don't have to change anything else. So let's see. I know. I appreciate waiting and being patient for me, or being patient with me, I guess. I want to make sure that the game is polished and it's fun. I don't want to release a buggy mess. and I want to make sure that when I release the game, I at least have enough content to keep people happy. So that means the main game, normal mode, and Sierra mode, as well as a text-based adventure editor. Not necessarily graphics-based, not necessarily. Uh-oh. Oh dear, what happened? Hold on. Something went wrong. Because if we go to saves now. Oh no, did it just not return anything? Wonderful. Let me debug.log files not. Good, I do have a to-delimited string. Let's hope that didn't cause problems, because the fact that it doesn't have a level loading in the background means something went wrong. Just don't take the time that Crackdown 3 is taking. Yeah, well, I think that there's a bit of a difference between a AAA development time and just a indie dev release delay. There's definitely, well, I guess actually I'm approaching 4 years now. So, actually, no, it's been about 4 years now. Okay, yeah, crap. Yep, crap, really? Go to definition. I'm going to check MSDN real quick. I'm guessing that my search criteria can't be empty. Because of course not. I haven't done too much with file manager systems before. Mostly it's just been looking up files, but I haven't really done anything super advanced. So string, including their paths and match the specified search pattern. So the real question is, what does search pattern mean? Parameter can contain a combination of valid, literal path, and wildcard, but doesn't support regular expression. So maybe I just need to give it a wildcard. 0 or more characters in that position. Okay, so yeah, I guess I'll just pass an asterisk. See if that fixes it. Crackdown feels like an indie game? I don't know, it's pretty big. It's been so long you haven't talked to me about No Man's Sky. Ah, yeah, that game. Oh dear. Aha! I just need a wild card. Okay. So now we can get back in. So we're going to say start, extras, author mode, create, and yes! Okay. So we have subdirectories working. That's good. And before we go any further, so you can hear currently in the background there is the sound effects of the level that's loaded. So let's quit. And that's because all of this stuff is still, it still exists in the scene. We don't unload the scene whenever you go into author mode. So there are a couple of approaches that we can do. What I'm going to do today is probably the simplest. It's not going to be the one I end up doing in the long run, but it will give us a similar effect, which is enough for now, honestly. And that is going to be, I'm going to just turn down the volume on the audio listener so that it basically mutes itself. So let's close file manager, close session utility, close custom content utility, text quest view. Let's go here, go to definition, and go to definition here. Oh, really? I don't have an open function. That's funny. Override, open. False. To be honest, they should start a prank channel on YouTube because they'd be good at pranking people. Yeah. Well, I mean, they had an unenviable position, I am going to say. considering there was just so much hype around the game that no matter what they did, it was never going to be enough. So I'm going to say audio listener dot volume equals 0f. And actually, yeah, we'll just do it the hard-coded way for now, and then we'll probably do a crossfade later. Override close. Set this back to 1. Okay. So now when that view opens up, it should just mute the entire scene behind it. That way we won't constantly get bombarded with flame flickering sound effects. But yeah, no, that No Man's Sky, from the first announcement trailer, I did not think it was going to be that good of a game. Just because it seemed like something that was impossible to do really in a very nice way. Okay, so if you listen carefully, you can hear currently there's fire going on, and then it's just muted. So that works, and of course it's muted right now. If we go back, there's the fire. I am going to put this in a coroutine though, just so that I can crossfade it a little bit easier, because I don't like doing that's interesting. Why do I have a cached hint? Oh, that's right, because that's how I was doing it before. So let's go ahead and don't need the Unity Engine UI. I don't even need TM Pro. The only thing I really need is system.collections here. System.collections. Got to do a coroutine. They blame the people for overhyping it, but that Rabbitman dude started all the hype that happened. Yeah, I mean it's one of those things where, think if you were in their shoes as a game developer, would you not want to hype up your game and tell people that it's going to be super awesome? So I can understand why they didn't really try to correct anyone. I don't think it was a good idea. I think it was really stupid of them. I'm going to do fade audio. Routine. And we're going to do float. Start, float, end, and float duration. Screw it. We'll just do those two. So I do understand why they did it. I don't think it was ethical, and I don't think it was a smart move on their part. But I can understand why. So we're going to say, I'm going to go all the way up to the top here. And I'm going to do, actually, let's go up here. Say public float audio fade duration equals, we'll just do it over 1 second. The real trick is going to be doing this when you come back from this menu. I would hype it, but lying about the game and using a non-random planet in a trailer. Oh yeah, no, that's yeah, and that's the thing, is that hype is one thing, but not correcting things that aren't going to be in there and letting hype get away from you will just in the long run cause problems. But again, I don't know necessarily what was going on behind the scenes. I don't know if Sony was sort of strangleholding them and saying like, no, don't tell anyone. They must believe. Who knows with that sort of thing. It could be anything. So we're going to say float t equals 0f while t is less than 1f. Return null. Plus equal time dot delta time divided by duration, and we're going to say audio listener dot volume equals mathf dot lerp between start and end based on t. And then we're going to say So, we might actually. Well, I'll show you what I mean in a second. So I'm going to say start coroutine audio fade. Oh, come on. Find fade audio coroutine, and we're going to go between 1F and 0F. We're going to do the same down here, but in reverse. So 0F and 1F. Okay. And I'll show you, when we close it out, it's not going to function properly, really. No Man's Sky, or let's see, there have been a few game catastrophes last year. No Man's Sky, COD, something I can remember, lots of stuff. Yeah. I mean, there were more than a few bad games, but there were more than a few good games. Doom was a good game, despite Bethesda trying to make it look like it wouldn't be. I guess I haven't played Dishonored 2, but from what I've heard, it was okay. Let's see. Let's start. I'm gonna go to extras. Okay, now let's listen. There's our crossfade. But now when we go back, you can see that it doesn't start up again. And that's because the object performing the coroutine is disabled. Wait, actually, no, that doesn't make sense. I did something stupid. That's what happened. Because this object doesn't actually even get disabled. Okay, well, let me remove these debugs. And then we'll take a look and see if I was just really, really stupid. Which is probably what happened, because that kind of is expected behavior at this point. Alright. Alright, let that compile. Dishonored 2 is almost as great as the first one. That's good to hear. I'm sure I'll eventually get it, because I really like stealth games. I loved the first Dishonored. But I just don't know if it's worth it to buy Bethesda games on launch anymore. Because they always have a season pass, and they always have these massive DLCs that come in later on. Okay, let me listen. Yeah, I don't hear it. Why don't I hear it? Let's see. Don't need you. Don't need you. Okay, so we're starting this coroutine, fade audio coroutine. Go to definition. And we set it from 0 to 1. So why would it stop? Don't tell me that close cancels all coroutines. Crap. I knew it. Okay, that's fair. That's necessary for the detect input coroutines. So we're going to do something real quick, which is we're going to create a simple script that's going to sort of be able to crossfade our audio for us. And we'll just attach it to our... Crap, no, that'll suck, because it'll have to go on literally every audio listener. That's not fun. Okay. Well, let me think. What would be the thing to do here? Oh, you got a VR headset? Nice. What headset did you get? I guess we could add a audio management class. Let me go up to Sleepy Soft. Common audio. Create a C# script called. Well, you know what? We might just leave this for now, mostly because this solution is actually going to get way more complicated than I was thinking it would be. And this was always a sort of stopgap solution anyway. We don't actually want to fade out all volume. We just want to fade down the level volume. So, okay, if that's the case, we might actually end up eventually unloading the entire level. So, we'll just leave that for now. And I guess what we would do is we're just going to say audio listener dot volume equals 1F here. Okay. Got the Vive. That's what I have. I haven't really played it much recently. Aside from some dev projects, I haven't really even touched VR. Oh yeah, thank you. The little avatar guy is because I wanted to have some form of representation for me, but the lighting in my office is terrible, so a webcam would never really look right. You might actually shorten that to like 0.5 seconds. Uh, so I thought it would be fun to have a little sort of pixelated avatar. I'll slowly add stuff to that, I think. So I'll add stuff like new animations, probably a much better background. If I can, I'll try to hook into like Twitch events to see if I can get them to do animations whenever someone follows me or something like that. But he's just a little guy, built-in Flash. So I thought it'd be fun to do. Okay, so here in classic mode, our audio is faded out, and now we can actually get into creation. Oh, right, it's always going to do that whenever it quits. I don't know why I didn't think about that. I probably should have it do that on quit clicked. Let me change that code a little bit. So not on close, but rather on quit. So we're going to say on quit clicked. There we go. I'm just looking on Steam for a game. Yeah, I don't think there's anything really big out right now that I've been sort of chomping at the bits to get to. So clear that stuff. And now, when we progress through the menus, it shouldn't like start playing the sound effects again. Kind of not what we want. Very distracting. Start. Let's go to extras, author mode. Create. Good. Oh, ooh, crap. Quit. Okay. I think I actually might change this then. Let's change from 1F to audio listener dot volume. That way it'll crossfade from 0 to 0 when you open it back up. And actually, real quick, we're going to go ahead and get rid of some of this and drastically simplify some of our functions. So we're going to say on hover exit if output text equals play hint string message. This is what I did for the other menus. And it let me basically remove several functions so that I no longer have to worry about this stuff. It does make my button listeners a little bit more complicated, but not by much. Delegate. If you've ever done any sort of Unity UI work, you'll recognize these sort of strategies. Mostly empty delegates to assign functions with parameters to a parameterless function, because that's how the buttons work. So we're going to say on hover exit and play. What did I call it? Play hint. Okay. Play hint. Ta-da! Stuff over, and this is going to be create hint and quit hint. I always enjoy cutting out lines of code. Yeah, there's a lot of crap on Steam. So statistically, most of it's going to be garbage. Alright, so that's all compiled. Now we can actually play again. through our intros. Start. Go to extras, author mode, and you can see that it's still fading out just fine. So we're going to go to create. Create a custom text-based adventure from scratch. Okay, so we're going to want to change this selection screen to basically behave like a Devil May Cry menu. So something like this. So what we're going to do is we're going to say, instead of being solid black, whenever you hover over a specific game, it's actually going to bring up a image over here to the right, and along with a description and all of that. So let's see, what are we on? We're on the classic create select. Yep. All right, let's come down here. Classic create select. Boom. So I can get rid of extras and main now. I no longer require it. Oops. So we're going to have our games list right here. And below that, we're going to call it the info area. Or I guess just game info. We're going to make this stretch from the right. Let's see. So it's going to have a top of 100 and a bottom of 315. Alright, that way it's always over the list. And then we're going to have this stretch. Let's do 300. Probably should set my pivot. There we are. And let's have it be negative 20x. That way it's not going to be overdrawn by the, or it's not going to cover up our scroll bar. And to make this a little easier, I am going to go ahead and add a image to this just so I can see where it is. I'm going to make it red. I'll make it a darker red. And make it green. You know, any farm type games like Slime Rancher, you know, something else, money for your stuffs kind of thing. There was it Starseed? Not Starseed Pilgrim. Starbound is one that I've heard is pretty good. That's the only one that comes to mind currently. But I'm not a huge farmer farm game player. I'm actually gonna do negative 25, get a little bit of buffer between this and the scroll bar, and I might actually make this do this. Do we want to do it that way? I kind of like doing that. So this, actually, we're going to change this from an image to a raw image. And I suppose what we should do is copy this, paste this component value, put this here, and we're just going to have this stretch. And the goal here is we're going to have root. Here's our game info. We're going to have a raw image that will display an image that the user has created. This is going to be it's probably going to be a little distorted, which sucks, but I'm not sure how to get around that really. And we are also going to have a title and a description. So I'm going to bring this down color. We'll eventually turn this back to white because we're going to actually do a couple of things. One is we're going to have a image over this. We're going to say UI image, and this is going to be our background. I'm going to cause this to stretch, and for now we're just going to darken it. So we're going to do 200, make it solid black. I'm going to make this solid white again. And in the future, what we'll probably do is apply like a little bit of a blur to it so that you can see it, but it's not 100% in focus. We might even let the user customize that. I've got Astroneer, but it's pretty early, so it's not ready for playing yet. Yeah, I mean that's true for a lot of games that are under development or actively being developed. They tend to have just tons of bugs. Which is why it's very rare for me to play a game that's in early access or some other sort of unfinished state. Mostly because I feel like it ruins the final game impression when you actually do get to play it and enjoy the full feature set. Okay, so there's our background, and now we're going to add a label. So I'm going to say TextMesh Pro Text. This is going to be our title label. Not title. 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 And let's see, we're going to have 8-bit font. We're going to go ahead and put this at the top left. And let's give it 10 padding. Oops. -10. We can probably, well, that's not too bad. Let's give it 10 padding on the right as well. And let's give it a height of 100. So people can do about 3 lines of text with this. And that should be fine. But no more. We might do, yeah, I was a little worried about that. Masking. Ooh. Do we want that? Let's make this last one a G. Okay. Okay, well apparently Trunicate won't work. We don't want to do scroll rect. And we apparently don't want to do page. So ellipsis doesn't work. I guess we'll do overflow. I think we'll do masking. Let me add one more. And yet it doesn't mask. That's interesting. I like Scrap Mechanics. They're working on getting survival up, but they just changed engine, so it'll take some time. Yeah, refactoring always takes forever. Interesting. Maybe masking doesn't quite function yet, or it's entirely possible we actually need a custom material for that. I can believe that. Well, I guess for now, we'll do ellipsis. Interesting. Doesn't seem to like doing this. I'm gonna raise this. So I guess we'll have a height of 120. Okay, so that gives them 3 lines of text for a title, if they really want one. Let's change that. And we're going to duplicate this, and this is going to be our description. Okay, description label. It's going to be everywhere. Except this is going to be oriented towards the bottom right instead of the top left. So, of course, its scale is apparently off for some reason. It's going to be 10 off bottom, 10 left, 10 right. Alright, see you when you get back. And let's change this from game title to description. let's have our top be 120, 30, 40. Okay. Let's also lower this to 24. Hello, Garrett. Welcome to the stream. It is time to work. Very much so. Very much time to work on custom content creation. So we're currently working on a sort of like a pseudo title screen. So when you hover over a game, you'll be able to see a title, description, and a sort of simple image that just how would I say it? Just gives you a little bit of a better sense of what you're going to be playing slash working on. That way you don't just have to remember the names of everything, you can actually see things. Alright, so there's our description. It's slightly smaller. Do we want to enable rich text? I suppose. There's no reason not to. And that'll let people style their game a little bit easier, I suppose. So... Okay, so that's fairly simple. I am going to... Let's use a sample texture. Something like that. So that's sort of showing what it would look like. Screenshot thumbnail from a save game. That's actually something I need to do for TextQuest proper. I'm actually eventually going to get around to that. I haven't done that yet, but that would be something that would make sense to do. The principle is going to be the same, though. So it's not going to necessarily be from where you are in the game, save-wise. Instead, it's going to be something like Devil May Cry, for example, where you have, like, this is the title of the game that you would be playing, so it's a custom game. It would show the title. Then maybe a tagline, if the creator wants to have one, and then a description, as well as a background image, just to give custom games a little bit more flavor and let them sort of have a more personalized touch. So you don't just have to use like a game title to attract people. You can let people see a little bit about your game before they actually play it. Okay, so that is currently... I think that works. So let's go ahead. We're going to go to our view here. And this is where it's going to get interesting. And by interesting, I mean frustrating, probably. So let's see. Actually, I want to move you down. And we're going to say public raw image preview image public text mesh pro UGUI preview label public text mesh pro UGUI preview description label. Yeah, we'll just do description. Okay. And actually, let me peek this. I don't remember what I have in here. I have an info label and a time label. So this, I think, is actually just the current save button that I have for my main game. And I'm probably not going to want to just do that. Ugh. I guess I don't... Actually, no, what? That's fine. I don't think I need to change this. So, let me go to our custom text. Okay, so this is what our JSON looks like currently whenever you make a new game. So we might add a new field here under game info that's something like game, let's see, image, and then we would give it a path to image. So that would allow people to basically supply their own image. Let me test this out. So I'm going to move you over here. And I'm going to just put, let me find one that would be interesting. This is fine. It's going to suck because it's 4K, but it should provide an interesting sort of view. So let's come back here. Let that compile. Oh, that's interesting. There is an error. I don't think I've quite earned the title Killer Devstar. It's an awesome title, but I don't think I quite have it. Oh, that was a Text Mesh Pro thing. Weird. All right, so we're going to add root, title label, and description label. And we're also going to need to add public game object, preview root. All right. And our U, save game button, peak definition. Good, it's an event button. That means I can get hover events from it. So we're going to say, I think we're going to want to turn the hover or the save game button into a new one, or to a new class for our custom games. Just because I'm going to have to associate so much data that I would have to live parse, and I don't really want to do that multiple times. So let's come down here. And clear this stuff. Let's see. We're going to create a folder. We're going to call it custom save button. Yeah, it's fine. All right. Well, hopefully my voice will make you perform better in CSGO. There is, I'm guessing, a 0% chance of that, but hey, you never know. Placebo effect. So I'm going to say custom, oh, not Dave, custom save button. Do I want to call it that? Sure. Save game button. I probably should have called it custom save game button, but that's fine, I think. All right. So we're going to load this up. Hit reload. Okay. This is where it's going to get kind of annoying. I'm going to have to load a bunch of image data. So let's see here. This is going to be in the text quest namespace. Work with me. There, text quest, jeez. We are going to say using SOS. Okay. No. Sorry, sleepyowl.common. That's not SOS. And we're going to make this a save button. Interesting. Oh, wait, not custom save button. Save game button. There we go. All right. So, let me peek this. I'm pretty sure that what this did is it would parse sort of JSON. I know it wouldn't. Okay. Well, we might actually make this our own little thing then. Which is actually probably for the best, because I don't need everything from that. Let's get rid of our save file views. I fixed some of the bugs we were running into last Saturday, where the save file was giving the wrong path and it wasn't saved to the correct place. So let's see. Classic mode view. Don't need anything here for now. Classic create select view. Okay. Let's see here. So where are we using you? Find all references. Apparently we weren't using the button prefab. Well, that's interesting. Oh, we were probably doing it with the games list. Ah, crud. So that means we actually need to put it here. Oy. Go figure. Go to definition. Let's pull you over. Yep. Wonderful. Ugh. So I guess we're gonna sort of change some of this, meaning we're gonna actually move these things over to the games list. Let's see, button prefab. I'm gonna put you here. Okay. Let's go ahead and come back here. We're gonna want to move this, I guess, below the game or the games list. That's not awkward at all. Let me put you here. One. All right. So fortunately, I didn't have to really change much, which I guess is fine. All right. Root, title label, and description label. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and close this. Don't need it open yet. Well, while I'm sort of hunting down the minutia of things, how's everyone's weekend going so far? And we're going to want to say generate buttons, recycle buttons, on click, extension. Yep, that's fine. I go to save game button, go to definition, and I'm mostly going to keep a couple of this. Let's see, the only thing I really need is a info label public-wise. And then from there, I'm going to want to have a path and 2 strings and then a texture. That is pretty much all we're going to care about. So I'm going to say using TM Pro and then private texture game image. Let's see, and these are going to change to game title and game description. Probably can just shorten these to description and title. And this can be shortened to an image. Okay. Crap. Can't use image. Fine. Background. Good. Fine. I'll use game image. Path. Alright. So what we're going to do here is... These are all just public facing. I suppose that's fine. Let's see. Component and children. Save path set. Well, that's weird. Custom path. Oh, that's why. Okay, that's funny. I set its name by using a substring of its path. I guess that makes sense. But we don't actually have to do that, which is convenient. So let's come back here. And what we're going to say is we're going to have a private JSON object. Well, actually, I guess we don't really need that. Instead, we can just do... I'm also going to do private string image path equals nothing. So we're going to say public void initialize. When in doubt, just use initialize. And we're going to say JSON object, JSON. All right. So we're going to go to custom content utility. Game info. Game path. Is this even being used anymore? Nope. Good. I'm going to overwrite it. Game image. Cool. Okay. So let's go back here to here. And we're going to say this dot path. Well, actually, let's do this. String path. Let's say this dot path. Seriously. Path equals path. Then image path is equal to JSON dot get. Actually, that's not quite fully correct, is it? We're going to want to do this. JSON object game info game JSON equals JSON dot get object custom content utility dot game info section game info. Okay, and then we're going to say image path equals game JSON dot get string value, and then we're going to give it custom content utility dot key game image. So the game image value that gets stored in our save file for your custom game is going to basically be the local path to an image. That way we can more easily navigate to it, and you can move around bulk files without worrying about breaking references. So let's see, we're going to say, what's next? Title is equal to, we're basically just going to constantly copy this. So we have title, description, and game image. Game image is going to be the challenging one. Because then we're going to basically say private void on image loaded texture to D image. And we're going to say file manager dot load image or load texture image path, and then on image loaded. Okay, so let's see how long that takes. Last things last. Key game name. Key game description. And I suppose we will also go ahead and populate our I'm just going to call these title label, I suppose. Title label dot text equals title. Okay. So all that work and game image equals image. Last thing to do actually is to say if image path equals or it's null or empty. So if it is not null or empty, then we will load it. If it is null or empty, then we don't care. It means that there isn't an image associated with it. Okay. All that work. And I'm also going to shorten this so that it's a little easier for us to use, and I'm just going to call this test game image. Okay, so let's go ahead and put these guys up. Grab our custom game button, put here. And here's where I duplicate you. Zero all that out. Remove save game button. And instead, add custom save. Okay, custom save button. There we go. Ugh, gross. I gotta do the multiple inspector tabs to get everything properly saved. Lock this. Select this, and then now I can go back and forth between these two. And hit point two. Unlock and close this tab. All right. So we have our custom save button set up. I am going to debug because I'm too lazy to not just grab this or to write a actual editor. No real reason for it. Let's go out of debug. Okay, so that's been assigned. I call this custom. I guess custom game button is actually kind of the better name. Let's delete you. Okay. So now that we have this, we're going to real quick make sure that I'm not actually using the save game functionality anywhere. Like I'm not sorting it. Good, I'm not. So I can say custom save button. Da, 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 da. Let's go ahead and put these guys in here. I'm going to comment these out currently. Do that, and then I'm going to say button.initialize, and we're going to give it nothing for now. Okay. Crud. The label prefix. Yeah, it's fine for now. And I can uncomment that out. Okay. So now I should be able to come back here. I'm going to hit apply on you. Compile. Unity froze for a second there. So we're going to hit apply one more time. And I'm also going to select it. Set its height to be... do that. Let's grab our games list. Pull you in. Okay. I'm going to change this. Label, title label.text equals label prefix. We're actually not going to have to do much here. Just do that. Although I will actually comment that out in case I need to do it again. Ta-da! Okay. So, ta-ta-ta-ta. Let's see here. Last thing to do would be initialize, and we're going to say JSON parser.parse. And we're going to say file manager.read file from games of I. And our path will be games of I. Actually, it'll be games of index. Aha! Not index. Index. Okay. I don't think I need anything else, right? Yep, that was it. Okay, so we're almost there. Um, let's see. Save game button. I am going to pass a empty value there and a empty value here. Okay. So let's let this compile. God, one of these days we might actually get around to assigning the image. For now, we might just have to manually sort of fill things in the save file. Okay. Let's see, games list. All right. So let's come back here to our classic games list view. On click, add listener. Okay. So we're going to do private void on button hover, and that's going to pass a custom save button. I might be lazy actually and just do a event button, and we're going to say button dot on hover enter info dot add listener on button hover. Okay, and then we're just going to say custom save button equals button. We're going to cast it to a custom save button. And then we're just going to say preview root set active true preview root or preview title equals nothing, preview description text is equal to nothing yet, text, and then preview image dot texture is equal to null. Okay, so I'm going to assign these in a second. Let's go ahead and go back to our save game button, and I've actually got to add public modifiers for these. So we're going to say, not modifiers, public getters. So public string title get return title public string description return description public texture game image get return game image. Okay. And I guess I probably should add a reference to the path. There we go. Okay, so now we can come back here to our classic games list. We have our on button hover, and we're going to say private void on, not botan, button hover exit. And that we don't actually need to do anything on. We're just going to say button dot on hover exit add listener on button hover exit, because we don't care which button it is. And we're basically just going to do the exact opposite of all of these. So we're going to say false, set these to be null, and that's all correct actually. Okay. And we're going to say equals save button dot game image title definition. Okay. Oh man, we were very close. Might actually be able to do it today. Okay. Do I have anything else I need to add? No. So let's go ahead and apply these changes. Turn this object off and let's give it a go. See what happens. Oh wait. Yeah, no, that should be fine. I am going to change this information. So I'm going to say, oh crap. Ah, crap. Jeez. I've actually got to change this real quick. Otherwise our texture loading is not going to work. Save button. Okay. So the load texture is not going to be an image path. It's actually going to be, oh boy, file manager dot get. There should be a get file directory. Wait, really? Okay, fine. Well, that's kind of annoying. Do I not have that? Go to definition. I could have sworn that I had a get file directory function that just returns the directory a file is in. Mostly as a convenience function. Directory exists, directory at path, path combine, read file, read encrypted file, read audio file, convert byte to file, create time, file, get file write time, set file write time, get file access time, get files. Huh. Okay, well I guess I'm going to just go ahead and say get file directory. I'll add that then. Okay. So we're going to say public static string get file directory string path. We're going to say gets the, seriously, why can I not capitalize? Gets the files parent directory path. Okay, so we're going to say if file exists at path, else we return null. We're going to say return. Let's see. Path dot. I think I can say trim. Oh, that's not going to suck. I guess I could do path. Nope, come on. Dot replace. Or do I have remove? Nah, that's not going to work. Fine, replace. We're going to replace, and we're going to say, I don't need to say file manager. Get file name at path. And that's pretty much it. I'm going to replace it with nothing. Okay. So now that we have that, we can come back here and we're going to say get file directory. Path plus image path. Okay. I think we can do that. So we'll let that load and let's go ahead and edit our information. Let's see. So we're looking at testgameimage.jpg. Let's copy that. Okay. I think that this should work. And as a quick thing, I'm going to say a test description. Now I know that I'm entering these values manually for now. It's because we don't have a front-end way of doing it currently. But this will at least let us test it to see if the functionality works. Okay. It's done loading. Let's go ahead and play. I have 100% faith that this will work perfectly the first time, as it always does. Start. Extras. Author mode. Haha! It did! It actually did. Well, look at that. Don't I just feel special? Well, alrighty then. It's a little dark and hard to see. But let's go ahead and test another image. I'm going to make it something a little bit brighter. Something like that will work. I'm going to rename this to test game image. Test game image. And then I'm going to change our file path to be ... up. So let's see if this loads properly. Winner, yep. I'm actually amazed that it worked the first time. I honestly expected it to just crap. Like, just do nothing. Okay. Sleepy Owl Software. Team Advent. Start. Extras. Author mode. Create. Hooray! So, yeah. I mean, everything is... You'll notice that it is sort of distorting. Ooh, that's... oh, man. Yeah, I can't look at that for too long. Yeah, so we can't do that. That's definitely not something that we want to have happen. Oh, it doesn't look nearly as bad on the stream, which makes me think that it's flickering more than 30 frames per second. That flicker is actually happening, I'm guessing, every other frame. So for me, it looks incredibly terrible. But on the stream, it was at least somewhat bearable. I know how to fix that, though. We're just going to go ahead and... Oh, man. See, that actually... Yeah, I know what to do. Okay. So we're going to come up here. We're going to turn this on. We're going to turn on our root. And first things first, I'm going to set that to none so I don't have to include that all the time whenever I make a build. And second, let's go ahead and we're going to add... I guess actually we're going to remove raycast target. I'm curious to see if this will work. Remove raycast target here. And basically just always disable raycast targeting on these guys. Okay. Let's give this another shot. Apply. Okay. Okay. Let's try this again. Hopefully we won't get a epileptic seizure this time. Let's go ahead and type start, extras, author mode, create. Hooray! That is a little awkward, having it disappear on the right as you sort of hover off of it. I wonder if I should try to do some sort of super weird thing where this image is actually parented to the button. That way you can hover anywhere over it. But I don't know if it's worth it really. Um, Still though, that's nice that it gives us the name and a test description. So as well as the actual image associated with it. That makes me happy. I probably should add some padding and other formatting to make it look nice, but on the whole, for a first rough pass, it actually looks pretty nice. Okay, let's see. What was the other thing I wanted to do today? I was actually thinking this would take a little bit longer. Oh yeah, I probably should have a actual method of selecting this. Um, so, and actually for considering that it's a 4K image, it loaded fine. I was a little worried it would take like 10 seconds for it to load, but it seems to load really quickly. Okay. So let's stop playing real quick. Do we have any errors? Nope, looks fine. Cool. So local pathing works. Next, we're going to want to, I guess, set up spots to do this in the actual game area. So we're going to want to have, I think, classic mode main menu. Nope, not that. So classic create then. Yep. I'm going to go ahead and rename this to custom game. I'm just going to say custom game main. Well, that doesn't make sense. Custom game create main. Okay. So let's see. We have map, game settings. Oh, right. We're going to remove save and load. So that frees up 2 buttons for us to do stuff with. Let's go ahead and delete you guys. I know it's going to break the prefab instance. Let's come up here. I'm going to go to classic create view. And we're going to get rid of save and load. Get rid of these guys here. Get rid of cache tint. Oh, good. We're going to get into this and fix this real quick. Don't need on save hover or on load clicked. Don't need on load hover. Don't need this stuff. Let's see. Save button. Save button. Oh. Okay. Yeah. Wow. This is largely going to cut out probably about half of a script when I'm done. Okay there. On button hover exit info label. Huh. That's interesting, I guess. I'm actually going to come up here and I'm going to say, nah, screw it. Get rid of this string message. If, oh, info label, that's no good. Do I not have an output label? Ah, crap, of course it derives from game view. Okay, well, that's fine. Let me come up here, and before I do anything else, come down here, peek this, and I'm just going to do this. We're going to say private string info label, or we'll say info text. Okay. Let's see, info label. Okay. come back down here, and we're going to say if info text is equal to message. We'll say info text dot, I guess not dot equals nothing. Okay. Yeah, delegate, close, and we're going to say on button hover exit, play hint. Yep. Okay, so we're going to copy and paste this a couple of places. So this is map hint, settings hint, auto save hint, and back hint. Okay, so that cut down on our code a little bit. It's pretty nice. Auto save toggle to click blah 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 blah. Okay. So real quick, I'm going to let that compile. And then we're going to come back. And the next thing we want to do is add a button for, well, you know, actually, I wonder. Let me think. Let's go ahead and we're going to come up here. Make a new object, new child. This is going to be our, well, maybe not background image. I don't know if we want to do that. Trying to think of where we should stick the preview image. My cat wants attention again. Because I could make it the background, but I feel like that wouldn't quite work. I mean, it would work, but it would also be very distracting if you were trying to read anything. So I would prefer to have it be sort of squirreled away somewhere else. It needs to be visible on this menu somewhere, but I don't know where. So it probably I was thinking about putting it in the box here, but that doesn't necessarily help either. Yeah, we'll try making it the back, I guess, the background. And we'll see how distracting that is. If it's too distracting, then we'll think of something else. But for now, I guess it's fine. So we're going to call this game image. Okay, so we're going to do two things. We're going to do an image and a UI raw image. Where are you? Right there. So this is going to be our game image. Have it stretch to fill everything. Have this stretch to fill everything. Filter. Solid black. 200% opacity. Actually, we might even bump that. Well, no, we'll leave it at 200% for now. Okay. So it's a little distracting, just a little bit. But it'll become a little less obnoxious, I think, as time goes on. So let's make you not enabled, I guess, by default. And next thing we want to do is add a button, probably over here somewhere. Yeah, okay. So let's see, we're going to have info section, background, info. E. How do I want to do this? Room count. No. Let's do. Ah, man. This is annoying. Let's put it up here underneath the game name, but above the rooms, objects, items, and variables and all that. So this is kind of awkward, but I guess. Okay. Let's go ahead and add a object here. Or actually, no, we'll just make a button. Let's do create UI. We'll make it an event button for now in case I want to come back and do hover or hover text and all that. So we're going to move you up here below divide. We're going to add a layout element. So layout element, it is going to have a min height of 40. Seems about right. Let's change our background to something a little bit more square. Solid. Let's see. And then we can fix our label real quick. UI, text pro text. Come on. Oh no. Why are you recompiling? That's never good. Always makes me nervous. Okay, rename this to label. And let's rename this to say change game image. Okay. Now let's change our background here to be. Let's not do green. Blue, light blue. Well, dark, light blue. Change our background here to be 8-bit font. 24. I mean, that seems like it might be a good idea. Just out of curiosity. I'd like to say who it was created by, but I feel like that's going to cause me to drop. I'm going to need a little bit more extra space, but I might be able to get away with that. Okay. So I'm going to change this to be nothing right now. Let's rename, or let's make this 100. Duplicate this, put this above it. Stretch it the entire way. That stuff. I'm going to make this say, I guess label is fine, and this is going to change to creator label. So this will say created by, and let's make it go from 0.5y, so we'll go 2.5y, and as a test, yeah, that's fine. That's probably enough characters, so let's say Okay. And if I keep going, it's going to try to space up. Okay, so I'm going to change my overflow to masking. Darn it. Okay. I guess overflow. Trinicate, maybe? T. Oh, come on. Fine, I guess ellipse. If I add one more, yeah. I was hoping I could just have it sort of scroll off to the right, but I don't know. It doesn't look like it's going to want to do that. So, okay. So that's fine. There we go. And let's go ahead and open the script up again. Okay, what's happening here? Why did it freeze? Oh no, I have unsaved changes. Something has gone horribly wrong. But I don't know what's happening. Okay, phew. Nothing too bad. So, let's see. We can get rid of the classic create view. Nope, that's actually what I want. Got too many things open. Get rid of this. Get rid of view. Okay. So the next thing that we want is going to be title label. Do I have anything? Yeah, name label. Okay. So I'm going to rename this to creator label. I'm also going to move info label above everything else because it's technically different. And I lied, it's actually going to go below everything else. Okay. And then we're going to have public event button. Image button. Okay, so let's come down here. On play, click. It's right there. And we're going to say private void on image clicked. Private void on image hover. Not going to do anything for now. Okay. Play. Nope, not play button. Image button. On click. Add listener. On image clicked. Image button. On click. Add listener. I totally did that wrong, but oh well. On image hover. Not on click. On hover. Enter. And then image button dot on hover exit dot add listener on hover dot dot. All right, it's a delegate. Copy this. Boom. And can't really do anything yet, so I'm going to just change this to say image on hint. All the way up at the top. Public string image hint equals change the title screen image. Okay. I'm going to need a raw image. I'm actually going to need a couple of things. We're going to say public game object, game image root, then public raw image, game image. Okay. Let's see here. We're going to say private texture game image title image. Okay. let's see here. I think that's about it. We're not quite done yet. We're gonna let that compile. I've got a couple of things that I need to add. Settings clip back over. I got a lot of functions that are just sort of being used as delegates. So I'm gonna say private void on image loaded texture 2D text, and we're gonna say game image dot texture equals, I'm gonna say text for now, but actually we're gonna say game image, okay, game title image equals text. Okay. And I guess you peek this. That's not what I meant to do. File manager. Scroll down here to my load image coroutine, and if it loads a null image, no, that would be dumb. That would be stupid to run that function if I wanted it to be null. Because obviously I'm going to need the ability for people to say I don't want an image on my title screen anymore, and then remove it. So we might get to that a little bit later. Okay, so on image clicked, we're going to say, oh dear, UI.get file explorer view dot open. I don't remember if I gave it a, no, of course not. Let's see here. We're gonna say dot open. For now, we'll just support new string 2. Da, da, da. We're just gonna support JPEGs and PNGs. I'm not gonna worry about anything else. JPEG, PNG. Okay. And we're going to apply all of these effects, and I'm just going to give it a quick test run. I know it's not going to actually load the file because we won't be able to select a file and do anything with it. But I want to just make sure that all the steps up to that point are still working at least. Oh, and we need to change our name label to do something else. Creator label, find all references. Game creator. Okay. I think I need to actually add something to our default thing here. We're going to say gameinfo.add key game image, and then nothing. Okay, now we just got to assign all these things still. Yar. Shazam. There we go. Right. Game image and game image and an image button, which is you. Game image. I can't spell tonight. Today. Ah. Okay. I think that's everything I need. So let's go ahead and disable the root. Apply these changes. Turn off our UI. Hit Let's save. And then let's play. Start. Extras, author mode. Create. Let's make a new game. Custom game. This is going to be test image. Creator is going to be me. Save path. We can actually just save that. That's fine. Oh yeah, and so this is one of the changes that I made. You can see that when we're exploring our files, it'll automatically populate the name, so you don't have to type it in if you don't want to. Obviously, you can change it, but you don't need to. And I fixed the pathing issue where the backslash wouldn't be added at the end. So save. Well, that's a little. Uh-oh. That might backfire, actually. Well, let's find out. Create. And I'm going to go ahead and look at it. Looks fine. Just kind of awkwardly showing the wrong path. But oh well. So we have a test image. Change that. Oh, it didn't. Oh. Right. Well. That little issue again. So there's a little problem with my UI system, and this is actually something that I fixed on variations of my UI system, but not on my UI system. If a class inherits from another class, and both of those classes are active UI menu classes, so they're menus that I actually have in the game. If the class that derives from another class is used first, when you request that class, or when you request its subclass, or not a subclass, its parent class that is also being used, it's going to actually use your child class first. So this did not pull up the right menu. Hooray. Go figure. What is this debug doing? Just the game name. Okay. Man. Okay. That is rather disappointing. Also, I don't think. Well, it's fine for now. Yeah, hooray. So I have to adjust this. Well. Not sure if I. What else could I do then besides that? Let me take a peek at that. If that doesn't look too complicated, we'll probably fix that and then finish up selecting images and then call it a day. Right. See, and here's the problem. Yeah. Oh god, this is gonna suck so much. Jeez. Okay, let me think. I might just be able to actually do this in a very, very quick and dirty manner. And we're going to say game view menus equals instance dot views dot find all, where GM is T. Is it not going to like that? Oh, it returns the list. That's fine. Thought it was going to return an array. Okay. So let's see. I guess what we would do now is we're going to say game view menu equals menus equal null. Otherwise, it's going to equal menus dot count greater than 1. This is where it's going to kind of tricky. Um, can I? Oh man, I really hope this works. Uh, we're gonna say T dot name. Oh, good, it does have a name. Okay, this is gonna be tricky, but if I'm right, it'll actually be kind of cool if I get it to work. We're gonna say if the count is equal to 1, it's gonna be menus 0. Else, we're gonna say menus dot first or default where m dot okay, I hope this works. Get component game view. I guess it would be get component t dot name is equal to t dot name. Ah, oh, so close. It doesn't want to let me do it, which is not valid given the current context. Dang it. I was going to use the class name to... Wait. Why wouldn't it flag me earlier? Darn. That would have been awesome. T dot... Can I do toString maybe? Dang it. So close. Well... Let me think. Let me go to game view real quick. Peak definition. Screw peak definition. I'm going to go to definition. I might just kind of cheat here. And we're going to have a... Well... I don't know. Let's try it. Public string... view name. It's going to be get return this dot get component game view dot name. Maybe this will work. So m dot view name equals t dot view name. I don't know if I can. No, I can't do it. Dang it! That's just not gonna work. I don't think I can actually pull any information out of T unless I start doing system reflection crap. Dang it! That would have been really awesome. Well, that's kind of annoying though that like I can see all these parameters, but I can't do anything with them. Ah, jeez, that sucks. Well, pretty sure that we can't do a static virtual function. Yeah, I didn't think so. I was hoping that maybe I was just being stupid, but well then you're useless. There has to be some other way. Some other way that I can differentiate this. Dang it! I don't want to use system reflection on this. There has to be a nice, easy, convenient way of doing this. Um, there might actually be a way to do that, which is, hey, I basically, if I remember correctly, I have to do some insane thing where I get like the GUI ID of the script that I'm looking at. Maybe not. So let me see here. We're not gonna do menus first or default. I guess we'll leave that for now. Weird, doesn't throw an error. So we're gonna say for int I equals 0, I is less than menus dot count I plus plus, and we're gonna say menus I dot. Let me see what my options are. Get components, get instance ID. I think this is what it is. So we're going to do get type. So we're going to say if menus ID type is equal to t. Get type. Can I do that? No, that's a system reflection error, isn't it? Ah. Dang it. I really didn't want to have to. Well, let me think. There's another way of doing this. So get type doesn't work. See. Although I'm pretty sure that I used get type. I might just have to. Yeah. I might just have to actually pass an extra parameter. Gross! Because of course. So let's get rid of this. And get rid of this. We'll keep this simple for now. So I'm actually going to move this, copy this over, and we're going to get a type. So system.type specific type. Okay, so here's where we do list game view. Nope, can't type. Game view menus equals instance dot views dot find all gm or gm dot is t. Okay. Get rid of you. Instead of saying that, you're going to say equals menus equal null. So return null. Else menus dot count equals 1. Question mark. Return menus 0. And if not, this is where we're actually going to say menus dot first or default m dot get type is equal to specific type. Okay. And I believe we are going to have to specify the same thing here. So we're going to say gm dot type or dot get type equals specific type as t. Okay. So it sucks that we had to add an extra function, and eventually I will probably just roll these into one. But for now, we're just going to keep it. So let's go ahead and come back here to classic create view. And then we're going to pass type of file explorer view. Okay. Let's see if this works. I'm hopeful, but you never know. Okay, let's clear you out and play. Start. Extras, author mode, create. That's good. Test image is blank. No description. Okay, let's come over here to test image. Hooray! Okay, well, that's kind of not great that it totally opened the wrong area, but hooray! I guess that kind of makes sense. I probably need to give it a path to start with. Go to definition. Well, I guess for now, this is going to be a little weird. I can do something like this. I'm going to grab this. Medved. Your name is incredibly hard to say. Welcome to the stream. Do I watch Sherlock? Yes, I have seen it. So we're going to do file explorer view equals. Oops. View is equal to this. Okay. And the reason we have to do it that way is because I have some event listeners I need to assign. So we're going to say view.open, view.on file selected plus equal. I guess we would say private void on image selected string path on image selected. Boom. Is that correct? Yes. So, you live in Russia. Those two thoughts seem disconnected, but then again, I guess I haven't seen the newest season of Sherlock, so. But welcome from all the way over on the other continent. Let's see. It's probably pretty late over there, actually. Oh, really? On image selected. Well, if you know it, I would appreciate not spoiling it just because I don't know who else in the stream watches it. And I mean, I'm not particularly heartbroken about spoilers, but again, for other people's sake. Let's see. On image selected. I need to actually trim this path down now, so I have to say path equals path dot trim start. Can I give it a string? Or I guess actually we'll do a substring. Dot substring. And this is, let me think. Oh god. I basically have to, I guess we won't do substring, we'll just do replace. Dot replace. God, this is not going to work very well, but it'll sort of work for now. So let's see. we're gonna say custom content utility dot custom directory path, I think. So we're gonna replace that with nothing, and then we'll have our path, I think, to the. Well, that's sort of correct. Oh dear. Oh man, this is gonna be really hard actually. Not giving it absolute pathing. I might just debug this to see what the path is. Do I want to know the end? Not really. I figure I'll get around to seeing it whenever. Let's see. On image selected. I guess this will. I'm just curious to see what the path is. This might be a bigger issue than we can do today, just because it's already been about 2.5 hours. Well, actually, I guess it's really been closer to like 2 hours and 15 minutes, but. Doing weird back-end stuff like this can sometimes be more complicated than initially thought. Start. Let's go to extras. Author mode. Create. Let's go to test image. Change game. Ugh. God, this goes like all the way to our. Wait. What? What the heck is going on here? Oh, this goes to the root. Oh, it goes to the root of my drive. Right. But it wasn't my C drive because my games are on, or my build is on my D drive. So go to Unity text quest build. Oh, that's interesting. It doesn't display anything? This is weird. Huh. That's really weird. Media, let me try something else, I guess. Screenshots? Oh dear. Something's going wrong. It is not liking this. Interesting. Okay. I think I might end the stream here. That's a weird issue that I don't quite know what's going on. It seems to not let me delve past a certain point. Let me try removing the dots here. I think I have a safety check in there so that it'll add them if they don't exist, or remove them if they do, one of the two. But still, I guess let me try it one more time. We might end up ending here though, just because that's not going to be a fun one to fix. And we got pretty far. I mean, we don't have a front end for selecting images and adjusting stuff like title and description, but we do have, we can load it, which is the thing I really wanted to test, I suppose. Let's go to start, extras, author mode, create. Let's go to test image. Let's go to game development, Unity, text quest, build. Yeah, weird. That was, I guess, just a strange issue. Text quest, custom. Okay. I probably should actually pass false here. But let's see, what is this path? It did not strip anything out. So I guess that was not particularly useful. Well, maybe peek Okay, yeah, I don't know what happened there. Um, I think we're just gonna end the stream there. I have, I guess, some weird file explorer problems to fix um, before we can get much farther, and that's probably gonna take me a little bit of time. So, let's see. Any announcements before I sign off? Should be back streaming on Tuesday again. Um, we'll be doing more graveyard stuff. Hopefully, I'll make a little bit more progress on that. Showcase some of the changes I make by Tuesday. And that'll be at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. So for now, I think that's a pretty good place to end for today. We made some progress. Yeah. So as always, I want to thank you all very much for watching, and I will see you all next time.